Are you looking for a soundbar for your home but can't find anything that convinces you? Don't worry, it's not your fault. It's really hard nowadays to find something worth the expense. That's why today here at Nice Tech, we have compiled for you the 5 best soundbars updated for 2023. Delivering Dolby Atmos from a small chassis is no mean feat, but the Sonos Beam Gen 2 achieves a convincing, immersive performance without so much as a vertical speaker in sight. Instead, when watching Atmos content, 2 of the soundbar's 5 front-facing arrays are dedicated to reproducing overhead and surround sounds. With its hefty processing power, the Sonos Beam Gen 2 uses psychoacoustic HRTF, head-related transfer function, technology to give the impression of height without needing to get vertical. While genuine overhead sounds are perhaps a stretch too far for this petite performer, its virtual delivery of the Atmos format outstrips any similarly priced soundbar and even a few that are more expensive. The Beam Gen 2 offers an enveloping, spatial soundscape with rich, detailed audio as well as tangible motion and depth. Not that many soundbars at this price point come with networking capabilities, but this being a Sonos product, the Beam Gen 2's ability to integrate into a wireless multi-room system is fundamental to its design. This means you can stream to the Beam Gen 2 from a handheld device using Apple AirPlay 2, and Spotify Connect is built in too. There will also be a forthcoming upgrade to add support for Amazon Music Ultra HD Audio, which will give access to lossless 24 bits 48 kHz tracks as well as Dolby Atmos music. Despite the lack of upward drivers, if space and budget are limited, this is the best TV soundbar that we'd recommend. Soundbars for TV aren't new territory for Sonos, but the Arc is the only soundbar from the brand to deliver Dolby Atmos with vertical speakers. It sits above the Beam Gen 2 in terms of pricing and is suited to 55 inches TVs and above, with optional wall mounting fixings available for $80. There are touch-sensitive play/pause and volume controls on the bar with LEDs that indicate status and when you're talking to the built-in Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa. Connectivity includes AirPlay 2, Ethernet and eARC for Dolby Atmos from compatible TVs. The Sonos Arc uses 11 drivers to create your sound field, several of which are up-firing and angled into your room to bounce sound off your walls and ceiling. It all adds up to one of the most convincing Atmos performances you can get from a soundbar. You're transported to the heart of the action. Surround effects are expertly placed, and there's great dynamism and good weight to the sound too. Tonally, it's nicely balanced if you just want to listen to music, although it could sound a tiny bit more direct. But there's no doubt this is a hugely impressive TV soundbar for the money. The MBO soundbar is Sennheiser's first consumer speaker, and it's quite the proposition, a premium soundbar crammed full of features including Dolby Atmos and DTS-X support, 4K HDR pass-through, all of which are useful if Netflix and or Amazon are your main movie and TV show source. You also get auto-calibration and 4 HDMI inputs, plus Bluetooth and support for Chromecast. Measuring 127 centimeters wide and 14 centimeters tall, it's certainly a beast. The result is that the Sennheiser delivers a sound big enough not to need its own subwoofer, with clear, direct dialogue and detail and subtlety in spades. The way it stretches the sound around you creates a great atmosphere and really draws you into the action. To get the full Dolby Atmos effect, you'll need to wall mount or position the soundbar on the top shelf of your rack so the upward firing speakers aren't obstructed. It's well worth the effort, though. For those who want convincing 3D sound without the speakers, this is the best soundbar with a premium price tag that we've ever tested. The 5.0 multi-beam is affordable without feeling cheap, which is quite an achievement. It's small enough to fit under almost any TV yet feels solid and well built, and it packs a lot into its modest dimensions. There are 548 by 80 mm racetrack drivers complemented by 475 mm passive radiators and a grille that runs from ear to ear with 2 more drivers on the hood to deliver height effects. It uses Dolby Virtual Atmos rather than the full-fledged real deal, but still manages to fill a room with sound. The sound quality is outstanding, with no rough edges at all, even when you turn it right the way up. We could ask for a little more clarity and detail, especially in the considerable bass frequencies and a more open treble response, but this is a full-bodied presentation that's unlikely to fatigue you, even when listening at high volume. If you have a large room to fill, but only enough space for a soundbar instead of separates, this could be the ideal solution. Sony has excellent form with making some of the best soundbars for TV, and the HTA7000 is no different. A 7.1.2 slab of sound, this Dolby Atmos soundbar packs in 2 up-firing speakers, 2 beam tweeters, 5 front-facing drivers and a built-in dual subwoofer into a single chassis. Using a combination of driver placement and psychoacoustic techniques, the Sony HTA700 delivers a broad and high soundstage, whether you're watching immersive content or not, while retaining musicality, presence, and detail. In terms of height and precision, the performance is similar to that of the Sonos Arc, but the width of the soundstage and its forward projection is more convincing. It's not the same as having direct audio from the speaker above or the side, but it's effective and dramatically enticing, enriching the viewing experience. The integrated sub is also particularly impressive with a taut, controlled and powerful performance. With its wide range of supported audio formats, the A7000 excels itself and includes Dolby Atmos in both the Digital Plus and True HD formats, high-res wireless audio and Sony 360 Reality Audio. The A7000 is as packed with streaming smarts as it is stuffed with speakers with Spotify Connect, Apple AirPlay 2, Google Chromecast all on board and integration into a multi-room system, with Amazon Alexa, Apple HomeKit and Google Home all supported. Alongside two HDMI 2.1 pass-through sockets capable of handling 8K 60Hz, 4K 120Hz, and Dolby Vision HDR, there are ports for eARC, analog and optical audio inputs and USB Type-A. There's also an analog output for Sony's acoustic center sync, which lets a compatible Bravia TV become part of the Soundbar center channel when the two are connected using the supply cable. The Sony HTA7000 is an outstanding, future-proofed, all-in-one performer with excellent integration if you have a newer Sony Bravia TV.